Hi everyone, this is Casey Wheelis in the WVLT newsroom. We do have some breaking news to pass along to you. Sevier County Emergency Management is asking people in Wares Valley to evacuate due to a brush fire. Wanting to show you some of this video that we just got into the WVLT newsroom. This is from Brandon Longmire. He took this in the Blue Springs Way area of Wares Valley. Now that evacuation does within a 1 mile radius of Hatcher Mountain Road in Indigo Lane in Wares Valley. Emergency crews are out there right now making sure that people are getting out of their homes and to safety. Now, this fire happened probably about an hour ago. If you live in the Sevier County area, if you're affected by this evacuation, you should have gotten an alert. It went out around 11:37 asking people to evacuate the area. Now, of course, there are very high winds today. These were forecasted for the Smokies. This is why fire crews have been begging people to not burn. They said the dry conditions as well, even something as small as a cigarette butt, can fuel a large brush fire. And we're still not sure what caused this fire, but this is in Sevier County in the Wares Valley area. Several different agencies are on scene, including the Tennessee Division of Forestry. They have been called in to help as well. I want to show you here exactly where this is in Sevier County, taking a wider view of this area. This is Sevier County. This is the Wares Valley area. If you're familiar with East Tennessee, Pigeon Forge up here to the right, Dollywood up there to the right-hand side of your corner as well. Zooming into where this evacuation is in place. Now, Sevier County EMA ordering that evacuation less than an hour ago around the Indigo Lane area of Hatcher Mountain Road as well. Taking a look at the Google Earth maps, you can see this is an area that is pretty much covered with a lot of terrain, a mountainous area, and there's a lot of vacation cabins around here and also people who live in this area. This is Hatcher's Mountain right here, Indigo Lane, all the way down to Hatcher Mountain Road, and that is right where that evacuation is in place this afternoon. Now, the conditions here, this is what fire crews were concerned about. That red flag warning, a red flag alert was in effect. It is in effect right now, in fact, because of those high winds. And if we do have for that evacuation to show you exactly those roads, if David, you could pull that up for me just so everyone can kind of get a look at what that looks like and maybe exactly those different names as well for those road closures. Okay, we'll get that for you in just a minute here, but wanting to take you back to that video that we got from a viewer. This was from Brandon Longmire, the Blue Springs Way area of Wares Valley, and this is what crews are working with right now with those high winds in effect. So this is something that fire crews were worried about. They're already fighting several different fires in the area. And David, you said you're ready for that? Okay, let's pull this graphic up to just kind of show you guys where this is happening. So EMA asking people to evacuate the area of Hatcher Mountain Road and Indigo Lane. Multiple agencies are on scene. That includes the Tennessee Division of Forestry. Now, they're called in throughout the state when some of these brush fires need help with containment lines. They have the crews and they have the equipment to do that. Now, they've been called into this area before. They're familiar with this terrain. So far, we are told by the Sevier County Fire Department that one cabin is destroyed, at least one other is on fire. So we're trying to talk to the people in that area. We do have a crew on the way right now to figure out more. There is a staging area on Bryan Road, which is not too far from this Wares Valley area. But the wind and the dry conditions here in East Tennessee, the low humidity has been something that fire crews have been really concerned about recently. In fact, they have been fighting several other fires throughout the area. This one, the Thomas Divide fire, they've been fighting that for several days now. Now, this is on the North Carolina side of the Smokies, so not too far from Wares Valley, but these are two separate fires that they're fighting. There's also another fire in the Cherokee National Forest. You can see where that is right now. They're calling that one the Chimney Rock Wildfire. At last check, it was at least 50% contained. But of course, these winds and the dry conditions are what is making this difficult for fire crews throughout the area. And that red flag warning, that was issued this morning, and the Great Smoky Mountains National Park actually closed several roads this morning because of the high winds. That includes Newfound Gap Road. That is the road that leads you to most of the hiking trails throughout Gatlinburg and the Smokies. And that road takes you all the way to the North Carolina side. They also closed the Loop Road for Cades Cove. That is a big tourist attraction as well as several other roads throughout the park. Those were closed early this morning. They said they were going to close them at 10 a.m. They ended up closing them at 8 a.m. because of the high winds. Those winds even higher, the gusts there in the Smokies forecasted for today. Now, the wind gusts are also a concern throughout all of East Tennessee. Already those winds are picking up in our area, which is what fire crews were worried about. They were concerned that the dry conditions and the winds were going to be concerned here in Sevier County. So what you're looking at now, for those of you just joining us, this is the Wears Valley fire that several crews are on scene right now. The first step is to get everyone out. This evacuation within a mile radius of this is important for people to get to safety. And fire crews were saying, just leave. Do what you can to get out of there, because for so many people in Sevier County, when they hear brush fire or they hear wildfire, it is very concerning given what happened several years ago in 2016. So this is something that Sevier County officials take very seriously. That's why that alert went out at 11:37. If you live in the Sevier County area, you should have gotten that alert. That system was put into place after the wildfires in 2016. So taking a look now at this fire and smoke map, this is something, this is a government map, but so far it is not showing up yet as a widespread brush fire. As you can see in some of the other areas, some of those other fires I was telling you about are showing up here on the map. They have been burning for a couple of days. They are several hundred-acre fires. So this one so far, we have not gotten an exact number for how wide of an area or how big of an area this is affecting, but we're just getting some of this video in, all of this information coming into us within the last hour or so. So again, for those of you just joining us, that evacuation order is in place for Hatcher Mountain Road in Indigo Lane. I'm going to show you on a map here where that is. A very heavy terrain. There are some businesses around here. I know there's a Dollar General not too far from here, several cabins, vacation rentals, as well as people who live in Sevier County live in this area. So zooming out here just to kind of give you an idea, if you're not from the area, you can see the mountains. There's that Dollar General that I was talking about, Pigeon Forge, also in this area. This is Sevier County. This is a very busy area for tourists. The Gatlinburg area as well is where a lot of people come to visit. So right now they're working to evacuate people. This is the video that we are getting from someone on scene, Brandon Longmine. He is the one who sent this to us from the Blue Springs Way area of Wears Valley. Now, WVLT does have a crew headed out there to get the very latest. There is a staging area for media as well as all the different agencies that are coming to help fight this fire and help get people out of harm's way. So going back real quick here to that map to kind of show you what they're working with. So Foothills Parkway over here, that was one of the roads that was closed today because of high winds. This red dot here is Indigo Lane, where that evacuation is centered. About a mile radius around here is where they're asking people to get to safety, to evacuate. And those are people that live in this area, and there's also people that are vacationing, staying in this area. This is a prime spring break time for Sevier County. There's a lot of people from out of town, so the winds and dry conditions have been a big concern, as fire crews throughout all of East Tennessee have asked people to not burn today, not burn any kind of campfire, not even a bonfire, nothing, as the conditions for it are very dangerous. The area is very dry right now. Humidity is very low. Now, the good news is that there is rain forecasted to come in tonight, so that should help firefighting efforts, but we still have several hours before that front moves in. So taking a look here at Hatcher Mountain Road, Indigo Lane, about a mile radius here is where people are being asked to evacuate. So here's a better map from our WVLT system here, zooming in on what that looks like. Yes, Hatcher Mountain Road, Indigo Lane. Firefighters now staged on Bryan Road there to kind of help direct traffic and direct where people need to go. I'm going to show you that video again. These are the images that we are getting from the scene, and we do have a crew who is driving out there right now. So as soon as they get out there, we will get more information for you. But we just thought it was really important to let everyone know right now about that evacuation. So if you have people in the area that you think might be in the Wears Valley area, give them a call, let them know that this is going on if they don't know already. So this is really important. There is a whole alert system that is in place in Sevier County for something like this to happen. So hopefully all systems, so far it appears that all those alerts are working. So we have also sent out push alerts from our WVLT News app. You can download that app to get the very latest on this. But this is exactly what fire crews were so concerned about coming into today, because that red flag alert from the National Weather Service was issued for today, and that meant that the risk for something to catch fire was high. The winds are high, the gusts are high, especially in the higher elevations of Sevier County. This was something that fire crews have been worried about all morning long. We have been telling you, do not burn anything today. Of course, we are still way too early in the stages to know what started this fire, but some of the other brush fires that crews are fighting right now said that they started from power lines being knocked down from the winds, then sparking a fire. So it's a big concern. Crews are doing everything they can. They're on high alert, and they hope that you are too, as these winds are not dying down, at least for a few more hours. We do have to wait for that front to come in before that threat goes away. So this high wind warning started at 8 o'clock this morning. It goes through at least 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, and these windy conditions, a fire concern, but you also have to be careful about downed trees. That also increases the risk of fire danger. And park officials here in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, this is not far from the park, said that they have closed several roads: Newfound Gap Road, Cades Cove Loop Road, Foothills Parkway from Chilhowie Lake to Wears Valley, and Foothills Parkway East. Now, these are some of the most popular roads in the park because they lead you to all the hiking trails and all the different attractions to see out there. So they have closed those, and they will not reopen them until that high wind warning goes away. These roads are expected to close, they said afternoon. I believe that they are closed, but this is Little River Road, Wears Cove Gap Road, Laurel Creek Road, Cherokee Orchard Road, and Tremont Road. And of course, additional road closures will come if conditions warrant it. So what you're looking at right now is a list of those roads closed right now in the national park, and hikers really are advised to avoid this area. Really not a good day to be hiking anyways, because you have that increased winds, which increases the danger of trees falling and other dangers out there as well, as crews are fighting this fire in the Wears Valley area. Now, this is still a few miles away from getting into the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, but it is not far away at all. And with the winds moving as fast as they are and the gusts of wind, that is what's concerning, as that can pick up the fire and move it very quickly. And we have seen that happen in Sevier County before. And that is why this is being taken so seriously right now by officials in Sevier County, and the Tennessee Division of Forestry has also been called in to help contain that fire. And here's what they're going to try to do when they get there: is they're going to try to dig a line around the fire to keep it from jumping to other homes, to other areas of Sevier County. And it really depends on what kind of brush it has to feed off, what kind of dead materials are left over in the forest and the woods and in that area of the Great Smoky Mountains for it to feed, to fuel that fire. And that is a big concern for a lot of people in Sevier County. So right now, some of you have been asking about Sevier County schools. We just talked with Tony Ogle. No early release right now, but the director of schools is talking to the Emergency Management Association about protocols. They are prepared to release students if they need to, but right now they said they don't need to, that this fire is not threatening any schools in that area. So we'll keep you up to date on that. Of course, officials are thinking about all of this as they move through the day, trying to figure out what the best course of action is. But their main concern right now is getting people within a 1-mile radius of the Hatcher Mountain Road and Indigo Lane area out. They want to make sure that they're getting out of their homes as quickly as possible and to safety. Now, there's multiple agencies on scene from Sevier County, from neighboring counties. But you have to remember, too, those neighboring counties are already fighting their own brush fires. Now, those aren't threatening homes right now, but there's 2 other massive fires that are, one 600 acres, the other one, I believe, in the 900-acre range. So there's a lot of fires happening, and this is something last night. There were multiple brush fires that kept getting called in. They were able to put them out pretty quickly, but they want to try to stop it from getting to any homes or any structures. And unfortunately, they were not able to do that here in Wares Valley. But that is just showing you how fast those wind gusts can pick up the fire and move it. So it's definitely a concern. Right now, we have heard that 1 cabin is destroyed. We are hearing that another one is on fire, so they are working to get everyone out of that area as quickly as possible to avoid any injuries. So far, we have not heard of any injuries, but of course, we are making sure we're keeping an eye on that. So we've got a crew headed out to that area to get the very latest. Now, they will be able to get to the Bryan Road area, which is where the staging section is for this fire, and that's where you're going to find Sevier County Fire Department, Tennessee Division of Forestry, kind of the headquarters there as they go to tackle this. Again, we're hoping for some rain tonight. That's going to help with these firefighting efforts. The area, the humidity is low, so the ground is dry. Add winds on top of that, and that is fuel to fire, which is why crews have been asking for days to please not burn anything, to please be careful when you throw your cigarette butt out the window. It's something that might sound silly, as something as little as a cigarette butt, but really that's all it takes for a huge fire to spark. And right now, it's too early to tell what sparked this fire. We're told some of the other brush fires happening in the area sparked because of downed power lines. So this is something. The evacuation is being done in the immediate area of Hatcher Mountain Road and Indigo Lane to make sure everyone gets to safety. And this is Wares Valley area. For those of you just joining us, we are working to get the very latest information as it becomes available. But we really just want to stay on here and let people know, if you know anyone in this Wares Valley area, to go ahead and give them a call, make sure they're safe, make sure they're getting to safety. And here's where that area is. If you're familiar with Pigeon Forge, Sevierville, this is Wares Valley, not far from Gatlinburg here. The Hatcher Mountain Road is one of the main roads there, and then this Indigo Lane is just off of that. And you can see there where crews are asking people within a 1-mile radius of this, and that's Highway 321 too. So for those of you familiar with this area, a couple businesses around there, but so far we're told that it is not affecting any schools. So the director of schools there in Sevier County says that they will not be releasing anyone early as of right now. So we're going to continue to follow this. As soon as we get more information, as soon as we get a crew to the scene to give us more information, we'll of course pass it along to you. The good news right now, though, we are not hearing of any injuries, and we are hearing that that evacuation order is still in place right now, and that the warnings and the alerts are working the way they should. So we will keep you up to date, and as soon as we learn more, stay with WVLT News.